LTC, we start with 1 hour chart. Okay, if we refer to our analysis, we mentioned the price was within this move. We mentioned we can get one more drop. We get the down move, but the price couldn't retest this low. Okay, now the question is still this is a correction relative to this or not? Because mostly technically, still we can put this one as a correction for relative to this. That means still we can look for down move. And even if we get any down move, we can expect the price to drop to 185. Okay, because after the price drop, after the breakout of this low, we want to see how deep it can go. Okay, the first things, if we get a down move, we're looking for 185. Okay, then after we can get the confirmation how deep it can go, then any reversal is good for us to look for buy. But it doesn't mean the price cannot continue from here. Even the price can continue as a corrective move to retest this top, or even with a sharp move. But the question is, can we get any trade within this range or not? That's why if there is a reversal from here, the price couldn't give us one more drop with the breakout of this low, then if we want to look for buy, the best thing is we wait for the breakout of the stop. Because simply buy any buy within this range, I mean, we cannot expect to get really good trade setup. All right. Can we look for the sharp move flag to look for buy? We can look for that trade, but it's quite risky. That's mean we need to see what we get and how we can manage it. But any trade within this, with the breakout of this stop, we have to start to manage. But technically, still we're looking for this one as a correction, and still we can expect the price to drop. Okay, in this case, we start with higher time frame. We start with daily chart. All right. Now the thing is, can we put this flat relative to this? Okay, if we look at this one as a correction relative to what we have here, that means still we can expect this one to give us one more drop. How deep it can go at least to retest this low. Okay, but for me, I'm expecting to get the correction here for continuation. All right, that's why we want to see what we get here. All right, but technically we need to be aware that still we can look at this flat, even still we can expect the price to retest this low after the breakout of this. The only reason I mentioned about this that if we want to look for buy here, we need to be quite careful. If this is not moving, at least we should know how to manage it. All right, and if we move to forward chart, as we can see, even based on forward chart, we can put this one as a correction in relative to this for one more drop. At least the price to take to drop to 185. Then from there, we need to see whether there is a continuation for the price to take 169 or not. It's because since again, we mentioned we can look at this as a correction, internal correction flat in relative to this. Okay. That's why it's the best thing is if we get one more, at least one more drop, then from there, we want to see how deep it can go. Then any reversal we can look for buy. Whenever I mention one more drop, it doesn't mean as long as the price drop, we have to look for buy. We need to get the price to give us one more drop. Then from there, we see whether we get the correction for continuation or we get the reversal. The question is how deep this one can go. That's why we mentioned if the price drop, the first things we're looking is 185. Okay, and right now mostly we can look for the down move. That means if anyone wants to look for sell, they can look for sell if they get the sell. And if you want to look for sell, how? At least we need to get the sharp move flag for continuation. All right, but for buy, we don't have any trade setup. And even we mentioned either the price can continue as a corrective or even with the sharp move. There is this possibility, but technically we cannot get a really good trade setup, especially if this one continues as a corrective, we are not going to trade it. Okay, but if we get a sharp move with the flag, then we need to consider. Okay, by the way, still, I mean, if you want to analyze the chart, technically, we're looking for one more drop. This is the best things before we get the next move. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, I will share. Thanks.